Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther. It's the Tier 7 German SPG. This one's located on the eastbourne of Berlin, and it's under the command of a fingernail clipping. Now, you saw him in action last night. I think we've got a couple of replays coming up very shortly featuring him. Game on! Well, he's got the side-by-side skill working, but he's actually left the other RT in our team, and he's moving on. The other RT in this one turns out to be an FE304. Okay, take over into this corner. Okay, we're ready to go. First target, Type 64, which is very, very thinly armoured light tank. Just landed near him. You can see the FE304 is not too far away, actually. He's not going to get close to him for the moment, though. This Arty actually does have a fairly low trajectory, and a lot of people know that. It's got a very fast shell compared to the other German shells. The slower one that's in the Gorilla, Tier 5 Gorilla, is actually a lot slower, but it's a lot higher trajectory. And there you can see the FE304 firing at the enemy in the centre of town. The standard reload for this RT, 25.89 seconds, and he's got 21.81. Rounds out. Blind target. Gets a hit. Ooh, he had reverse on there. And he's moving position. Yeah, so it's actually quite a long barrel. It's not quite as manoeuvrable as the Hummel. And the gun, as I said, it's a very fast gun. And the long barrel actually does impart a much better accuracy. Although, with this turret, it actually has 26 degrees either side of the centerline, which is 52 degrees overall. And that means this vehicle, once it's positioned correctly, can shoot at the enemy without actually, or change targets without actually having to move the vehicle at all. Rounds out in the E8. Direct hit. And he's already relocating before he looks back. Picked up 274 from the E8. You can see he actually hit the side of the turret. It's a big yellow stain where the shell hit. Okay, he's lining up another shot. He's going to go on that corner. That's it. Rounds out and just missed. Just missed. Of course, we did have a skin for this vehicle a while back, which was actually the Dracula skin, which was actually quite good because it was black with a red cape around the edge. Okay, we're looking for new targets. 87 and the Tiger 131. We can hit the Tiger 131 quite easily. Rounds out. Oh, that one flew right over the top of him. We'd like to get a shot on target there. And that SMBCC 67 is in a lot of trouble now, because he's facing a tank directly as well as he drives by. Now, are we going to get a shot at the CC? Well, apparently he did, and he got 238 hit points of damage. The enemy seems to be doing quite well in the town area. They pushed us out, all but the Gonzalo. Churchill 7's just been killed. Now he's backed himself up there, which is actually pushing the rear of the vehicle up and decreasing the range, and that might make it a little difficult for him to get a tight target on the enemy. He needs to have the vehicle on a flat platform in order for it to work maximum range. Yeah, you see it's slightly backed up there. Now he's tipping the vehicle up the other way, which should extend the range of the vehicle, but apparently it doesn't, which we've actually find a bit confusing, because it should by all rights increase the range. There's buildings in the way at the moment, that's why he's got the red line. Of course, the vehicle that we tested that on was the bishop. Because if you actually raise the rear end of a bishop, it decreases the range, and if you increase the frontal, lift the front of the vehicle, it doesn't increase the range, and it should. Because that's what they actually did to the real bishops, to actually make them shoot longer. Difficulty with that SMV, he's actually hiding behind the cover of those buildings. You just can't get a solution, and that's slowing down his aiming. Okay, and most of these other guys are hidden by the buildings. No, he's having a lot of difficulty. When you do have difficulty like this, it's usually best to actually pick another target and go for that instead. He's just finding it tremendously difficult. Okay, he's got a solution on that AT7. He didn't adjust, but now he is. And that wall is definitely going to get in the way. But he can splash the guy. Now he's wasting time while he does this. Fires the round in, and it hits the wall. He did go to battle assistance to see what obstructions were in the way. And it did show the wall was one of the obstructions. Now, sometimes you can fire through the gaps like that. And now he's lost sight of the target. So he fires straight away and hits the wall again. So this battle is not turning out so good. And we're down by 3. Well, we're down by 2 now. But the enemy seems to hold sway in the north of the map, which means we could come under attack. Okay, Super Chappie rounds out. Direct hit. Oh, it was a big one. A penetrating shot for 625. Now, these vehicles are capable of 600 alpha, as you saw there. 39mm of pen, 7.2 meters on the burst radius, between 10 and 18 seconds of stun. And the Bert's just come into sight. The FP304 rounds out. Well, that looks to be very close to where the Bert was. Now you can see that FCM50T. Okay, he's loaded. Rounds out. Oh, unfortunately the tank dodges that one. Only gets stunned. We're now down to just 4 tanks. We've got 2 Arty, 2 medium tanks, and we can kill this Super Chappie with just 1 round. Rounds out. Unfortunately, he pulls away just before the shell arrives, and he survives for another day. In fact, now we've got newcomers. Yep, we've got a Bert coming to kill us. Might not be a good idea for the Bert, though. Now, he might be able to get 1 shell on us. In fact, he does hit us with a 4.5-inch round, but yeah, 15cm round coming back, and that finishes him off. Now, the other enemy Arty might fire in this direction. That's a GW Panther just like us. We'll have to wait and see. Does he actually do that? He will know where we are. And now we're unspotted, so we could change position and we won't receive fire. The last time the GW was seen, it was right up in grid square A2. Oh my god, that's the SMB CC67 wiped out. So that's now 2 kills for fingernail clipping. And the enemy's down to just 4 tanks left. Unfortunately, 3 of them are, well, a heavy tank, a medium tank, and a tank destroyer. And there's our Bert. Looks like he's chasing the 50-ton. Oh, and he's found the Iron Arnie instead, and yeah, the Iron Arnie found him and killed him. Our shell just stuns those 2. Now would be a good time to get out of dodge and move. If we stay here, those tanks are going to arrive very, very shortly. So we'll head off to the west side of the map where that GW Panther was seen, and hopefully we can get him out the way. and they are capping, but I don't know if they're going to stay in the cap. Or is it just two passing through? Well, one's passed through, and one stayed in the cap for the moment. So I guess one of them, the Iron Arnie, is probably staying around, or probably the Iron Arnie is the one that's chasing us. Yes, it's probably the FCM 50 ton. There's the GW. Okay, so we've gone straight to the aim, lining up shot. Oh my gum, he got that one. And that means he's got a counter battery fire medal because he took out the FV304. He's wiped out both enemy SPGs. But there are two in the cap now. And from this angle, it's going to be very difficult to get a shot into their cap area, into our cap area. And so with so many few seconds left on the clock, we'll probably get just one shot in that general direction for a reset. Oh, we've been spotted, and it's the FCM 50 ton. I didn't think that guy would trace us down because he's so slow. Big heavy tank. It kind of indicates that it's possibly the Iron Arnie that stayed in the cap area. Well, we've only got another less than 10 seconds. Oh, and he's got a reset. And he pumps around into the FCM 50 ton. But we do take a hit. We lost our driver, which is going to slow us down a little. Okay, he's trying to get into that alcove so he can turn around and fire one back as the guy comes around the corner. And that is the end of the game, unfortunately. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the third-class tanker for a fingernail clipping in the GW Panther. He managed to get a counter battery fire medal for taking out both enemy SPGs, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13 in the end. And his win rate from the battle was 3,844, which is super Unicum standard, but sadly it was a defeat. He managed to get the highest damage on his team, but he didn't get the highest damage overall. The SMV CC67, one of the tanks he actually took out, got the high caliber and 3,264 hit points of damage. Second highest was the FCM 50 ton who killed him, 2,923. And the third highest, well, that goes to a fingernail clipping with 2,401. When it came to kills, he actually shares second place because the FCM 50 ton and the AT7 both got 4 kills apiece. 3 kills went to the GW Panther and the Barask on his team, and 2 kills went to the Box Tank, the Scorpion G, and on the enemy team, their Iron Arnie and their GW Panther. When it came to base XP, it's the FCM 50 ton who managed to get the highest with 1,226. Second was the SMV CC67 with 1,094. And third was the AT7 who only had 948. So only 2 players managed to get over 1,000 base. And we can see that fingernail clipping got the highest base XP on the team, on his team, but it was only 606. So he was well down the table. In fact, he was in 6th place when it came to base XP. He fired 19 rounds, which is a lot of rounds, got 7 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetration. And I think the penetrating round would have been on the FV304 at fairly close range. Actually, it wasn't, which means it was probably the GW Panther. No, it wasn't that one either. Which one was it? Well, we can see now that it was actually the Super Chaffee. Yes, he got 1 big hit on the Super Chaffee. That was the one that actually penetrated him. Okay, so going back to the detail, we can see he also got 13 splashes, 2,401 hit points of damage, of which 2,033 were at more than 300 meters. Received 3 hits from the enemy, 1 of which was a penetration, and 2 hits by way of splash. I suspect that the splash ones, obviously, one of those is the FV304, and I think that the FCM 50 ton used the HE round to finish him off right at the end after getting 1 penetrating shot and taking out his driver. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3, so just missed out on getting a Confederate. 298 hit points, a stun assist off 8 stuns. On a free player count, he made 66,759 credits profit, including a 70,000 mission completion bonus and 606 XP as well, base XP on this occasion. He said, I'm high, I gambled, and I lost. Still have fun, though. Yeah, well, when you're the last person alive on your team, you are doing it right, but unfortunately, your team let you down. They all died before you could actually get the win. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.